Hello, in this video I will describe local resting and action potential. First we begin with resting potential. At this point, all the channels in the membrane are closed and one side is positive and the other negative. The inner voltage is resting at negative 70 millivolts. Local potential is the graded change in membrane potential when triggered by a stimulus. For example, a bug landing on your arm. When the stimulus occurs, a sodium channel opens up, allowing positive sodium ions to move through the channel and increasing the inner voltage. To trigger action potential, meaning a series of chain events down the membrane, the stimulus must be strong enough to increase the inner voltage to negative 55 millivolts. This threshold must be hit for action to occur. It is all or nothing. This increase also triggers other sodium channels to open and depolarizes the membrane. The inner voltage increases to 35 millivolts and higher at this point. In response to the positive shift, repolarization begins. Potassium channels are triggered to open and allow the negative potassium ions out to rebalance the membrane. This leads to hyperpolarization. In hyperpolarization, all the gates close and sodium-potassium pumps take over to return the ions back to their side and bring the membrane back to resting potential. During hyperpolarization, the inner voltage drops to negative 75 millivolts. During hyperpolarization, there is a refractory period, where the body cannot respond to any other stimulus of the same type. This graph shows the inner voltage at each point of the process. To summarize, resting potential is when all the channels are closed, each respective side of the membrane is positive and negative, and the inner voltage is at negative 70 millivolts. Local potential is the graded change in membrane potential that happens in a specific area, like triggering just one sodium channel. The inner voltage stays below negative 55 millivolts. Local potential is triggered by a stimulus. Action potential is when a stimulus is great enough to increase the inner voltage to negative 55 millivolts and trigger other channels to open in succession, depolarizing the membrane, meaning the membrane becomes positively charged. Repolarization and hyperpolarization then occur to return the membrane back to its resting potential at negative 70 millivolts.